The Senate study released today shows just how underprepared automakers are to deal with the threat of cyber attacks. And right now, a lot of people are talking about it. But tonight, the I-Team is actually going to do something about it.
Yeah, Chris Glorioso teamed up with a bona fide auto hacker. And wait until you see what he was able to do with a vehicle from thousands of miles away.
Inside this garage on Seattle's South Side, auto hacker Craig Smith is tinkering.
So this little piece comes from China. It's about $10 or so.
By plugging a Wi-Fi or cellular dongle under the steering column of this Mazda, he's replicating a potential security risk in thousands of cars, all brands, that have factory-installed wireless communication.
We are using the same signals that would normally be used by the vehicle. We're just now controlling them from the internet.
After deciphering the computer commands that control this car's headlights and wipers, he gave them to me.
Remember, I'm 3,000 miles away here in New York City. The car is in Seattle. This is the command for the lights. I'm sending it. Let's see if the lights on the car turn on.
And the codes work.
Headlights are on. That's amazing. I'm 3,000 miles away. I just turned the lights on in the car, and the switch on the inside of the car is off.
Just to be clear, Craig is not behind the wheel, nor is he behind his computer.
Put him up in the air like, hey, no hands.
I'm the one controlling these lights.
Yep, the lights are just turned on. Nobody's in the car. Craig's outside the car. The lights just turned on.
And I control the wipers, too.
This is for the wipers. Look at that. The wipers are going. I'm 3,000 miles away, and I just turned the wipers on.
Software controls the brakes, it controls your lights, it can deploy your airbag, it can tighten the seatbelt.
Joshua Corman is co-founder of IamTheCavalry.org, a group dedicated to raising awareness about the vulnerable software in lots of technology, including cars.
The one that personally scares me the most is now that there's parking assist features in a lot of these cars, there's a very powerful motor on the steering column. It's more powerful than you are, and it can often be used to rip the steering wheel out of your hands while you're driving.
Mazda sent the I-Team an email stating the company is aware of the growing concerns related to the possibility of vehicle hacking and continually works to improve the security of our vehicles. Massachusetts Senator Ed Markey just released this study showing only 2 of 16 automakers are able to respond or even diagnose hacker attacks in real time.
Most of the automobile companies have not thought through the full implications.
Although our I-Team demonstration required Craig Smith to open the door and install that Wi-Fi dongle, white hat researchers at the Defense Department have already hacked car computers wirelessly through the air. They fear black hats could do the same, exploiting Wi-Fi and Bluetooth to steal cars.
There were reports out of London last year that about half the cars in London that were stolen last year were hacked electronically rather than physically.
Back in his Seattle garage, Smith has built this dashboard. He gave me the code, and from across the country, I virtually revved the RPMs. If a black hat ever performed the same trick on real cars, it could spell disaster.
We don't want to see a whole bunch of cars get a remote kill switch and shut down in a city, causing a traffic jam.
IamTheCavalry.org has a 5-part auto safety plan, and they're trying to get the big automakers to sign on. For example, they want car makers to enable vehicles with over-the-air firmware updates, kind of the way your phone's operating system updates a few times a year to stop bugs and viruses. You could imagine what would happen if an auto hacker infected hundreds or thousands of cars with a virus. For the I-Team, I'm Chris Glorioso.